doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smoking, I'm going to show you how to smoke a chuck roast. Now, I smoked a chuck roast before, and it used to be a pretty inexpensive piece of meat. They called it poor man's brisket, but it's getting more and more expensive as time goes on here. Beef prices this year have been completely out of control, but you know what? I wanted a good piece of meat, and I wanted to do this video for you guys today, so that's what I decided to do. It's going to be real simple. We're going to cook this on the smoker, low and slow. I'm going to season it with some Kinder's Smokehouse Salt and Pepper Rub. You can use whatever rub you like, or you can just use Kosher Salt, ground black pepper, maybe a little garlic powder, and you'll be in business. We're going to cook this just like we would be cooking a brisket. We're going to keep it on the smoker to around 160, 170 degrees till it gets a nice bark. Then I'm going to be wrapping it, putting it back on the smoker, bring it up to around that 200 degree, give or take, until it's probe tender, and dinner will be served. I'm really looking forward to this. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is to season this chuck roast. Now this is around a 3.5 pound piece of meat here. I'm going to put a little bit of a binder on it, and for that I'm going to use my most famously pronunciated word, Worcestershire, you know, however you want to pronounce it. That's always a running joke with people, how to pronounce it. But we're going to put a little bit on here just to help it stick, the seasoning, okay? And like I mentioned, I'm using the Kinder's Smokehouse Salt and Pepper seasoning. And this is a pretty big piece of meat, so we're gonna go pretty heavy on the seasoning. I've never tried this rub. I just saw it on sale at Sam's Club, and I thought, why not give it a shot? I have tried some of the Kinder's rubs in the past, and I've been pretty happy with them for the most part. Okay. Well, I'm going to get the sides as well, but you know how this works, guys. It's not very complicated. Sprinkle some of that Worcestershire sauce. Sprinkle this rub on. Make sure to get the sides. So I'll go ahead, continue to do this. We'll be back in a second. I'll show you how it looks like when we're all done. Alright guys, here it is. Seasoned up, like I said, make sure you get the sides. I'm just going to let this hang out here on the kitchen counter. Let's go outside, fire up the smoker. Alright guys, for this cook, I'm using my char griller Auto Kamado. I apologize for my voice. I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice isn't fully recovered yet, although I feel okay. And as I told you before, guys, the secret to this smoker, especially if you want to maintain low and slow temperatures, is just to do one tumbleweed or starter and just let it catch a few coals, and then turn the fan on and let the fan do the rest. Let's see if I can put that piece just like that. And that's it. So I'm going to give this maybe around 10-15 minutes. We'll be back when we're ready to throw this on. Alright guys, as you can see, nice little fire going here. I'm going to throw in a couple pieces of hickory wood here. I'm going to put a couple right in there because I want some smoke initially. I'll put a big chunk there. Maybe a big chunk there. I'm going to put in my little deflector plate because I don't want this to be directly over the heat. We'll put that down. Let me go grab the chuck roast. Alright, here's that chuck roast. I'm going to put it right in the center, like so. We're going to close this up. And now with the Auto Kamado, alright, we're going to set a temperature. I'm doing for 225. I want to get some smoke on this. Whoops. 225. D1 is referring to the vent right here, which I already set at D1. You can hear the fan kicked on. We're in business. I'm just going to let the char griller do its thing. We'll come check on it in around an hour or so. Alright guys, that chuck roast has been on for around an hour and 18 minutes. Let's take a look and see how it is looking. Alright, there we are. Let me kind of take this out. We'll get a closer look here. Definitely taking on some smoky color. Certainly not done yet. My temperature probe is saying 123 degrees. Let's see what an internal 120. All right, 120, 123, let's see. 120, 130. We still got some time to go. But so far, so good. Looking okay. I definitely want to get more of a crust on there. But there we go. We'll continue to let this go. We'll come back out again when we get close to 160. Alright, it's been 2.5 hours. It's reading 151. Let's take a look and see. I haven't been out here. Oh yeah, look at that. You know what I'm going to do? Let's take a look here. That looks good. 151. Let's do some independent temperature readings. I'm going to flip this over. Yeah. 149. 150. Alright. I'm just going to flip this over real quick. There's some liquid here. I'm going to try to get a little crust on the other side too. There we go. Well, alrighty. We'll give it some more time, guys. Alright, while we're waiting for that chuck roast to cook, time for a beer review. I'm trying something I didn't even know Line and Google's made. Legacy Ale. It says it's an amber ale. And since 1867, that's how long the brewery's been around. 19.2 ounces. Let me see if I can see the alcohol content on this. Not sure. But there it is. Amber ale. Never tried it. That's what I'm going to have. This is my son, Kyle.
Hello.
Again, sorry for my my voice. Still getting over that cold.
Yeah, we're all getting over.
He's trying something, a new root beer. It says Philadelphia recipe. It's genuine Hank's Gourmet root beer. Okay, whatever. Hank's. Okay. Let me open that for you. We didn't have it in the fridge, so Kyle's going to pour it on some ice.
This is probably the first time in like a week that I've had a good soda because I've been just drinking juice and water the last week.
Yeah, I've been sick for the last week. And this morning I really felt off. I'm feeling better now. And I'm sure this beer will make me feel better. Hopefully. Well, it's definitely an amber color.
This is definitely a beer of the root variety.
A beer of the root
That's what
variety?
I would say.
Let me see. I like the ingredient list here. Water, barley, malt, corn syrup. Corn syrup? Hops and yeast. Then it says corn syrup is used as part of the brewing process only. Lightning Kugels never uses high fructose corn syrup. Okay, well I don't know, I've never heard of that before in a beer. 5.3% alcohol it says on the bottom. Alright, 5.3, so a little bit stronger than their normal stuff, which is usually around 4.7 to 5%. Anyway, I like the color. Doesn't seem super carbonated. Nice head. Can't really smell anything. Okay, Kyle, cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let's give it a sip. Tell them what we think. Oh, it's good. Nothing really fancy about it. It's definitely got a little bit more kind of a malty taste to it. Yeah, barley malt is the second ingredient. Definitely tastes more malty than hoppy. And it's good. It's definitely a little bit better than their more generic, lighter alcohol content beer. Never heard of it. Maybe it just comes out right now around football season time. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy that. All right, Kyle, how's your Hank's Philadelphia recipe root beer?
I'd say it's good. It's kind of hard for me to break down kind of the more subtle things about it. There is stuff there. I'm getting over being sick, so I just taste it in a more broad sense. But it tastes good. It reminds me kind of more of the. I wouldn't say just like generic root beer. I'd say it's a little bit better than that, but I'd probably put it on the same level as. I can't think of many of those like root beers that aren't just like your generic like name like good name brand root beers, but like something above that. You know what I mean? Like I thought of Virgil's, but I'm like Virgil's is like my favorite, so I wouldn't put it on.
That's really good. That's a top level.
But I know there's like Jones, I think, and there's
Jones.
There's 1919 and stuff like that.
Stewart's.
How about
Stewart's
Stevens Point? The root beer that we
Stephen
have on.
Point, Stewart's 1919. I kind of put it on the same level as that. It's a good root beer.
All right, so good mid-tier root beer.
Yeah, it's like upper mid-tier, I'd say.
All right, guys, there you go. We're going to enjoy these. I'll check on that chuck roast shortly here. Once we get up to around 160, 170, I'm going to wrap it. I'm not really concerned with temperature. I'm just trying to get a good bark on it. That's why I flipped it over, because it's still kind of, I want to get it a little bit darker if possible. So that's why I'm continuing at the 225. Once I get it wrapped, I'll probably kick up that smoker temp to maybe 300 just to speed up the process a little bit. But, you know, we still got a few hours to dinner, so we can wait it out. Cheers again. Cheers to our viewers. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're approaching 4.5 hours. Let me put it on pause here. Let's take a look here. I might crank it up if need be. Oh, look at this. Woo! All right, right now, my meat stick is saying 157 degrees. So let's take a look. This is almost ready to be wrapped. Look at that, 157. Just off by a degree. 155. 154. 158. The bark is looking good, but you know what? I always would rather wait for it to get a little bit closer, maybe that 165, just to allow more smoke to penetrate it. So I'm just going to let it ride out, man. I'm going to give it, let's see. Let's give it another, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. It's beeping because my low temperature thing is ringing. But boy, does it look good, huh? All right, guys. We'll give it a little bit more time. All right, guys. I think we're just about ready to take this off and wrap it. Let's take a look here. It's getting dark out here. All right, look at this, guys. Wow. Let's do a few temperature readings. See where we're at. Pretty much the temperature is kind of irrelevant. It's just kind of looking at that bark, and this bark looks great. So, but let's just, you know, let's see, 164. You're usually between 160 and 170. 161. Yeah. 157. Let's go over here. 158. Like I said, the main thing that I'm concerned with is how the bark looks, because we're going to wrap it, so it's going to steam a little bit. I just want to have that nice bark on there, and I think the bark looks perfect. So I'm going to take this off the smoker. I'm going to crank the smoker up to 300 degrees, let it come to temperature while I wrap this, and yeah, maybe an hour or two more. Bring this up, like I said, anywhere between like 195 to 200, and then we'll let it rest a little bit. But look at that, guys. Wow. Does that look good? Nice and smoky. All right, I'll meet you guys inside. All right, so I got a sheet of aluminum foil. I'm just gonna place this chuck roast, like right here. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna add a little liquid, not a whole lot. I got a little bit of beer here. I'm just gonna pour on the side. Not too much. It's pretty wet already. A little bit of hams. All right. And I still got the probe here, the meat stick. Okay. Try to wrap it tight. Okay, I got another sheet of foil. Now, I'm gonna do it the other way. Like so. All right, there we go, guys. Meet you outside, back on the smoker. All right, cranked it up to 300. Here we go. Woo! Helps burn off all that residue. Onto the smoker. We'll close it up. I'll still monitor the temperatures. Like I said, I'm going to check for probe tenderness, which could happen anywhere between, say, 195 to 203. A little more, a little less. No chuck roast is exactly the same. That's it, guys. We'll continue to let it do its thing. All right, guys, I've had it covered here for around 15 minutes. Look at this thing, man. Woo! Look at it, man, that bark. Okay. We're supposed to slice this against the grain. Good luck. I have no idea. Seems like the grain might be going this way. Anyway, I'm going to slice it right in half just for you guys. Kind of show you. Let me get the camera down a little bit lower. We'll take a look. All right, guys, here we are. I'm just going to slice this in half because we're supposed to slice against the grain. I have no idea. You know what? Nor do I care at this point. Let's just go right down the middle. Got my big brisket knife. There we go. Oh, it's hot. Ow. I didn't put my gloves for the heat. Let me just slice some very thin slices. Let's go here. And look, guys, this is kind of like brisket, you know? Poor man's brisket is what they call it. I'm trying to slice some thin slices. Let's take a look. You can definitely tell the hang test. Look how it's pulling apart. Okay. I gotta try a little piece. Try a little piece on camera here for you. Oh yeah. Wow. Lots of smoky flavor. And look, if you don't want to cook a full brisket, you don't have the money to spend $75, $100 nowadays, get a chuck roast. Although I have to admit, it's not necessarily cheap either. But look, man. Woo! Nice and juicy. Welcome back, guys. I'm here with my son, Kyle.
Hi.
I sliced this up. I cut a few pieces here. Just grab a little piece. Tell me if you can taste the seasoning and the smoke. And this is like poor man's brisket. I can taste a lot of smoke. How about you? It kind of tastes very similar to brisket, to be honest with you. If you gave this to me and had me blindfolded, I probably would guess brisket. The consistency, the flavor, beef. What do you think, Kyle?
It is good, yeah.
I'm gonna make a couple brisket sandwiches here with chuck roast and a little barbecue sauce, maybe some pickles on top. It's gonna be a great dinner. I know you normally don't like too much. Is it too smoky for you, or?
No, like I always say, I'm kind of immune to the smoke at this point, but
Yeah.
you can definitely taste it a little bit.
Yeah. It's definitely good, guys. And look, if you've never tried to smoke chuck roast, I definitely give it a shot. I decided to go a little less on the temp just so I could slice it more like a brisket. But you can also cook it to like 205, 210. Get it to that point where you can shred it for like a shredded beef sandwiches. But I've never done it this way, and I kind of glad I did because it's very flavorful. It's got a kind of a peppery kick to it too. That seasoning, that Kinder's salt and pepper, I can definitely taste like a strong pepper presence, but I like that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. If you like the video, please hit the like button. This logo on my shirt is the logo on the bottom of the screen. Please click on that. It allows you to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it because it helps my channel grow. And I'll leave a link above and below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. Go check that out because I have all my video recipes, the ingredients, photos, the whole bit. Go check it out. As always, guys, I appreciate you coming by. We'll see you next time. One more bite, huh?
Okay.
All right, cheers.
Yep.
Kind of melts in your mouth. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.